What's good, y'all? This is your boy Slick 50 for GMT Sports. Man, hell of a card yesterday. Um, I'm gonna get to the shocker of the card in a minute, but I do want to give a big salute and my rundown how I thought what fights was what, right? But Mason did his thing. And first off, salute to everybody who came and hung out during the fights. Y'all know over we do the fights live every Saturday, live commentary, fight party. And be a bunch of fun. So if this is your first time seeing your boy, make sure you come through and hang out. Um, if you was with us live, I kept saying Mason is making this fight way harder. And there was people saying, thinking that I meant like, um, just box to 12. No, he could have got Noakes. He could have got Noakes out of there, bro. They let Noakes off the hook a couple times when he was sitting on the ropes. That was definitely a knockdown, but he could have got Noakes out of there, man. It still would have been action packed, but you don't get paid for overtime. And waking up this morning, I see that he said the same thing. He said, I think I fought his fight, and it could have been easier. So that was nice to know that somebody told him that. Um, so that's my first fight. That was the number one fight of the night for me. The second was Benavidez and Yard. Salutes, man. Big salute to Benavidez, bro, because I ain't gonna lie, I thought that fight was gonna be the bust of the night, and it didn't. Benavidez showed, boy, when he say he got heart, and I keep saying you can have all the skills in the world, but if you ain't got no heart, it ain't gonna matter. And he showed it. He got Yard out of there. Third was Bam. This is the only fight I haven't went back and rewatched. I think that was a knockdown with his glove touch, but I gotta go rewatch that. Nonetheless, he punished that boy. I don't know what was said before this fight, but he punished him. Fourth was Haney and Norman. The way I feel about this fight, my boy Nine said it best. I think it was 60% Devin, 40% Norman. But here's my thing about it. The lack of experience did show, not just with Norman Jr. It was his corner as well. Wasn't no instructions being gave after the knockdown. And the craziest thing, the knockdown happened because he just shot the left. He didn't set it up or nothing. But even after the knockdown, there was no instructions to get his head back in the game. After that knockdown, he was shook. It was like he felt embarrassed or something. I don't know, but he was not the same. His face expression was different. The entire rest of the fight, I felt like they was letting him off the hook, letting Haney off the hook. He pushed Haney back with a jab, and he should have been on him. You know what I mean? Haney came out timid. But after the knockdown, that's when Haney got settled, because he settled down because Norman started posturing in front of him, which is something that we've heard Brian Norman Sr. say that he hates. He never understood why fighters just stand in front of fighters. And that's what Brian Norman Jr. started doing. And I couldn't understand it neither, like take it to him. But, because with a Haney, you gotta make him feel it, bro. If you make Haney feel it, you keep him on pins and needles. But, other than that, it was a beautiful fight by Haney. I can't take no away from him. Like most boxers, they're going to take what you give them. And he took what he give him. Now, I know the narrative is that he a born fighter, and I know, yeah, Haney could have did more, because I feel like Haney could have got Brian Norman Jr. out of there in the third. He could have got him out, but he just didn't press the issue. But nonetheless, I'll keep saying that boxers generally usually beats the punchers. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this too. It's not over for Brian Norman Jr. Like I say, get his confidence back up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. A part of me is that corner. Like, I don't know, bro. That corner wasn't giving. He wouldn't get no instructions from Norman Sr., bro. He just wasn't getting it like what he needed to be. I was watching an interview where they asked him a question about when he got knocked down. Do you think it was the power of Devin Haney that surprised him? And he responded, "You might be right. I didn't think about that." And I was like, what? Like, that kind of threw me off. So, usually after a knockdown, and you make it out of that round, your coach trying to get you back, like, hey, go jab, get your legs back together. You know what I'm saying? And let's see where you at from there. But yeah, I don't think, yeah, it was just, I know people gonna blame Brian Norman Jr., you know what I'm saying? But he's a young fighter coming up, you know what I'm saying? He's just not coming into himself. So I don't blame him for not having the experience. He's the tool, right? The person that's using him is the trainer. He's supposed to give the instructions. He's supposed to see if his fighter can perform what he's asking him. And I didn't hear that. I don't know what was up with that. But nonetheless, I mean, Haney's going to always fight his fight. And I keep telling people that, since it don't matter if he knock anybody out the rest of his career, bro. If you can't beat him, you just can't beat him. Even though I did have Brian Norman picked, I thought, given the Ramirez fight, the Ryan fights, if he mess around, get touched, that might put him back. And you saw how Haney came out on pins and needles. You could see how he was shooting the jab. He wasn't reaching. You could see he was keeping his chin tucked most of the time. There was times he dropped his hands, whatever, but you could see that they were focused. They were anticipating that big punch, and that told me that they recognized Bill Haney recognized what tool he has in Devin. He can get caught and he'll fall, so they was really concentrating on that part or that aspect. But once Devin Haney got comfortable, man, he just started picking away. He would try some weird shots, a weird gazelle punch, it looked like. If you saw the live, you would have saw where I was like, what the hell was that? You know what I'm saying? But the punch selection from Brian Norman Jr. was non-existent. He was depending on that left hook a lot. He couldn't reach him with the jab, but even so, he should have been feinting that jab going downstairs or setting him up. Devin was setting him up. He caught him with that check hook because he could see that left coming a mile away. I don't know where Norman's speed went that night, but it was non-existent too. I was talking to somebody earlier. It was non-existent. Yeah, man. And that was just a beautiful steps aside. Caught him right between with that check hook. Came right back with another left hook right down the pipe. And, hey, he did his thing, but I know a lot of people don't like Devin. They're going to say, well, he's still boring. I see Eddie out there talking, yeah, it was a boring fight, implying Turkey didn't like it and things like that. But if you can't beat him, you just can't beat him, bro. And I don't think it was a boring fight at all. I do think it could have been a better, like, if Devin stepped on the gas a little more, well, not step on the gas, but press the issue, he would get people out of there, But I want to ask y'all a question. Do you think that pop, which ain't new, and I'm going to tell you why it ain't new, but that pop that he got at 147 for which I've seen, do you think it's because he at 147, this is where he should have been? Let me know what y'all think about that question, but I'll tell you this. As long as I've been coming at Devin since he was about 19 years old, I keep telling people, they be like, he ain't got no power, he ain't got no power. Well, he got enough to keep you honest because ain't nobody running in on him. I said that about Shakur too. He got something. They not running in on these cats, so they feel something. But at the same time, I remember Rugaru said, Regis Prograis said, Devin got pop. It's not hard pop, but he got a little something. You know what I'm saying? So that told me something there. Whether people will say he was bigger than Regis or whatever, but hey, if he felt it, he felt it. And then you saw it this one. Now, if Devin go on and have another big fight and win, that'd be crazy. Like, not crazy, but I wouldn't be shocked to be, because he go box. He's gonna take what you give him. He's been saying it. I'm gonna take away your greatest punch, and if you gonna keep on using that punch, I'm gonna take it away from you, and I'm gonna win easy. So let me know what y'all think, man, about that, man. And what was your favorite fight by far? Mine was the Mason fight. Salute to him. He went through a war. That boy deserved that belt, so I don't want to hear nothing about it. He gave the fans what they want. He sacrificed himself to give us a real fan-friendly fight, bro. And he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. And for it to be vacant, he fought another undefeated dude, and it was a war. How many other fights have you seen like that for a vacant recently, All right, this your boy Slick 50 for GMT Sports, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. For real, we on the road to 2K. And I'm up out of here. Y'all be easy. Deuces.